Welcome to episode 97 of Timm Talk, the podcast about the DC animated universe, co-created by Bruce Timm. I'm Chris Lord.
I'm Cameron Dexter.
And Cameron, I have just one thing to say to you.
I'm a genie in a bottle.
Fuck Batman.
Oh yeah, that is here. Fuck Batman. Wow, that was a interesting episode.
We will be getting into that later.
Yes.
We will be doing some...
Oh, you can bet your ass we're going to be talking about Titans.
We'll be doing some Titans talk at the end of this episode here, because there is so much to say. Mm-hmm. So much. But luckily...
If people are not in the loop, and for those who don't have the DC Universe app, the first episode of Titans dropped this week. And it hit all expectations.
It was interesting. Mm-hmm. When I say I have things to say, it's not just I'm gearing up to rip it apart. I actually have semi-nuanced things to say about it.
Okay.
Probably more nuanced than the show itself is. But what I do love, as you pointed out, the universe does balance itself out sometimes. Because last week we had so much news. Mm-hmm. This week we have a lengthy subtopic in the Titans pilot. And so the universe accordingly gave us little to no news.
Yes.
This week. Barely anything. There was the news that Ryan Coogler will be coming back to write and direct Black Panther 2.
Very exciting.
Unsurprising, but very welcome nonetheless. Is there anything else to say about that?
It's going to be interesting to see how he's going to balance that and Space Jam 2. Very, very curious about that.
Which one are you more excited about?
I don't. Probably Space Jam.
Why am I even asking that? Of course I know the answer. Of course I know. Obviously, you're more excited about Space Jam
Team
too.
Monstars for life, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it'll be what will be interesting to see
is the crossover.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah. That's the villain of Black Panther 2 is the Monstars.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
The
subplot. Here's the subplot. So it's gonna be Black Panther's gonna be there, and Sylvester is gonna feel very
he's gonna be all jealous.
Yeah, very challenged as another cat approaches his territory.
Do you think
Tweety's not gonna know what to do?
Do you think Black Panther will play in the game and he'll wear his kinetic absorbing suit?
Oh, he's gonna start. I mean, he's gonna the opening is gonna be him being this amazing basketball player. It's gonna start up exactly where the first Black Panther ended, where they're in the basketball.
Court in Oakland. Mm-hmm. The thing is he's going to absorb no kinetic energy because he'll just throw himself on the ground instead of actually getting it checked like all basketball players.
Yeah.
That's the thing that happens in basketball, right? Is that?
I don't think so.
No, isn't that all? They just basketball is up there with European, the rest of the world football / soccer.
Yes, with flops.
Yeah, flops. And it's oh my god, you checked me. And it's you can watch the replay and there's 3 feet between him and the next person. He just throws himself down on the ground.
Yeah. Oh, is he going to do that?
Well, that's the thing. It's that's how basketball players play. Mm-hmm. So
but that's not how Marvel.
His suit won't get purple at all because no one actually hit him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they're gonna have to take out the suit somehow. So they're gonna start off at the basketball court.
It's a vibranium court?
Yes. No, it's a magnetized court. Mm-hmm. And so the suit's going to dissolve and he can't play. The Monstars come in, set up a magnetized wall all around so he can't activate the suit.
Those cheaters.
And it's up to Bugs and Daffy to come around and demagnetize it so they can get their star player back.
They give him a water bottle filled with the stuff.
Yeah.
The stuff, of course, being in this case vibranium.
Yes.
Just liquid vibranium. Mm-hmm. Don't worry, you'll be fine.
He doesn't drink it. He does the I don't know, because LeBron's in it. LeBron is famous for that clap of chalk. I know you don't know what I'm talking about, but someone who listens knows what I'm talking about. He does this, they chalk up their hands.
Does Shane listen to this? Because he actually knows basketball. Where's Shane when we need him?
Doing something with his fiance.
Doing something far more valuable than this.
Yeah, LeBron is, he's famous for he wipes his hand and he throws up the chalk cloud in the air. So I imagine Black Panther T'Chaka is going to do that with
T'Chaka.
T'Chaka, yes, he's going to do that with vibranium. He's gonna rub his hand with it, throw it in the air, cover himself in it.
I'm trying to look
then
up.
He'll be unstoppable again.
I'm trying to look up LeBron chalk toss gifs here.
Okay.
There's a 3-minute video. I'm like, that's too much time. I'm not willing to spend that much time with basketball. Oh, here we go. Okay, yeah, that's pretty awesome. Would you say he's in the
No, I'm not.
chalk zone?
No. Don't you dare besmirch the name of Chalk Zone.
I wasn't besmirching it. I was just simply referencing it. I think most people would consider LeBron a pretty amazing player / dude. I think that's a positive association right there.
Sure, whatever.
Also, I forgot that was the show until I saw it referenced in this GIF
Oh, okay.
assembly here.
Can you name me a character from Chalk Zone?
Chalky,
Nope.
Bob,
No.
Bill Burnett, and Larry Huber.
Nailed it.
Carl.
Rudy.
Okay.
And Carl is Jimmy Neutron.
Oh, right. Yes, of course. I just threw out the word Carl.
I mean, you're in the Nickverse.
Here we go.
Do you have the list?
I opened it up on
Oh,
Wikipedia.
it's Rudy, Snap, and Penny are the main three.
I was like, oh, there we go. Oh, wait. Yeah, Rudy, Snap, Penny Sanchez.
Penny's the other human. Snap is the hero sidekick who I often got mixed up with Blue growing up from Foster's Home.
Oh, I was like, from Blue's Clues?
Yes. No, from Foster's Home.
Oh, okay. Oh, Rob Paulson
Of course.
was in it. He was the Craniacs, villain such as Skrull, Jim Cummings.
Oh, and Rapunzel was the character. Rapunzel was the love interest for
Oh,
Snap.
I remember that.
Because she was a rapper, and I loved that rap so much.
She was like Rapunzel?
Shut up.
No, I'm assuming that was an actual pun.
I think so. I think that's the name of the episode that she was in, because she was kind of like a, oh God, who's the female rapper from the early 2000s that's not Little Kim?
Missy Elliott.
Yes, she's a Missy Elliott clone.
No, it's not Missy Elliott at all. No, you think of Maya?
No, it is Missy Elliott.
Is he? Oh, okay. I was just in my mind. I was just going to go through all the singers in Moulin Rouge and Lady Marmalade.
No, it is Missy Elliott.
Oh, okay. But it's but was that an actual play on the word rap in there?
There had to have been.
Well,
I'm pretty sure that was the name of the episode. was
Queen
Rapunzel.
Rapsheba.
Yes, that's. Yeah, oh, sorry, she's Queen Latifah's parody.
Oh, okay.
Because I forgot that Queen Latifah was a rapper before she was an actress.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't she do? Is it Bringing Down the House? Was the movie with Steve Martin, Eugene Levy, Gene Smart, and Queen Latifah? I feel like she did a rap for that.
That sounds like something that would happen in the
Also,
90s.
I feel like that's a movie that if you go back and revisit it, would have really horrible racial politics.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's best not go back to it then. But hey, so exciting. Black Panther 2, Space Jam 2.
Oh, man. Kugler. If there's anyone I trust, it's Kugler.
I mean,
Think of the soundtrack.
God, oh man.
Jock Jams 2.0.
So I was home over the weekend, so I was driving my brother's car, and his car doesn't have Bluetooth connection, Bluetooth audio streaming.
Wow.
Oh, God, I know. Dark ages.
Where does he live? 2012?
God, I know. It doesn't even have heated seats or keyless entry or keyless start.
I don't have heated
My
seats
God, I might as well have been driving around in an old Pinto.
What do you need heated seats for? We're in California.
It gets cold.
Sure.
I used my heated seats the other day.
Oh, my God. You're a child.
This is how you know that, when I ordered my car, my Mini Cooper, it's how they must have known it was going to California, because who but a California would get both heated seats and a panoramic sunroof? Only here are we so sensitive to weather that we need to be prepared for these sort of circumstances. But anyways, I was driving his car. I had to listen to the radio. And at one point, they were playing a song from the Black Panther soundtrack. Like, okay, cool, this is great. And then after about 10 seconds, they jumped to another one, and I realized it was just an Amazon Music ad. And they were choosing to sample songs for the soundtrack. No, just give me the fucking soundtrack.
They do. They tickle your balls, man.
God, I know. I got such horrible musical blue balls from that. What a disappointment.
I get that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I paid for Spotify. Or that's why, not how. That's why I paid for Spotify.
I was like, how? Cameron, what?
That's why, yeah.
You...
I couldn't handle the ads. I couldn't do it.
No, I can't either. No, I've always paid for Spotify because I would go crazy. Well, plus I tend to listen to especially movie soundtracks in appropriate chronological order.
Yeah.
And to have one of those interrupted by an ad would
just
drive me insane. It would break the flow.
Yeah.
It would break the flow of my
the day.
my 5-hour-long Star Wars score playlist that has all 9 movies in chronological order.
Yeah.
10 movies.
Okay.
10. Well, actually, they're in release order.
Okay.
But then within that, the score is in chronological order.
I have a question for you and other Star Wars fans out there.
Yes,
because
please.
there's a movie that everyone seems to forget about.
Fanboys?
No.
Okay.
Oh man, I would never forget about Fanboys.
I was actually just thinking about that today.
That's a great movie.
Because I saw the main guy. I can't remember his name. He was also in The Girl Next Door. I saw him at Tacos the other day. Movie The Girl Next Door.
No, I know that movie. I don't remember.
He was like the friend who makes the filmmaker within it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, not the nerdy from The Big Dick, played by Paul Dano, but the other guy. Mm-hmm. Sorry, what were we talking about?
No,
what's the movie the Star Wars fans forget?
It was released in theaters, but no one counts it as a Star Wars film for some reason.
Oh, The Clone Wars?
Yes, The Clone Wars.
Because I remember, I think it was forgotten because when that came out, the movie was kind of only okay, and the show wasn't particularly good at that point. The show got really, really good later on.
Well, the show, that was the start of the show.
Right, but part of the problem with Clone Wars is that movie chronologically falls like towards the end of the first season. Mm-hmm. And that was part of the mess of that show, was that, we probably talked about this, but that the release order is so drastically different from the production order. And I didn't realize until about halfway through the show that it was all wrong. Mm-hmm. And that's about the point when they started to actually put it out in the correct order. Like, the whole thing was just a mess. And I guess when it originally aired too, they would have like little pop-up screens come up that would explain to you like, oh, that's Obi-Wan Kenobi, in case you didn't fucking know that.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like just everything around the show was undercutting the quality of it to a certain point. And by the time that it actually got good, it was on the way of being canceled. But it's coming back.
It is coming back. So are you saying the rule is now that if it's just bad, we can say it's not part of the universe?
Yeah.
Because then I have a lot to say.
Yeah. Then for you, there are, what, maybe 4 Star Wars movies?
Oh, God. I think it was a College Humor bit. They did a sketch about Star Wars fanboys. Mm-hmm. That was like, only the original 3 are the only true Star Wars films. Everything else is trash. But really only New Hope is the good Star Wars film, because the other 2 don't even follow the story beats of Episode 4. And like, really only like the few scenes of Episode 4 are worth really calling yourself Star Wars fans over. But really, like, even those don't hold up. So if you call yourself a Star Wars fan, you're just a fake Star Wars fan.
Yeah, you really only should love the holiday special. That's it.
Yeah. And it like, for me, it nailed like the internet Star Wars nerds.
It's so, to a T. It's so true. Well, because I mean, if you think about it, like, when the prequels came out, obviously there was a lot of backlash against it. And poor Ahmed Best got bullied so hardcore, as did Jake Lloyd. But I feel like somehow Star Wars fans have gotten even more obnoxious.
Oh, I think just the world has gotten more obnoxious.
I think that's part of it.
I think everyone realized that they don't have to be nice.
No, they don't, and they can just be assholes at all times.
Yeah,
which is really sad. Cause like I have my criticisms, but like we
fucking called the SWAT team on people we don't like on Twitch.
What?
You don't know about swatting?
What?
Yeah,
like an actual SWAT team?
Yes. So
like they'll call it a bomb threat to someone?
They'll call it a bomb threat or a bomb threat, terrorist threat, or a hostage situation to the police department, because they'll like, yes, this is a real thing that happens on Twitch, and it's disgusting. And I've seen one of them happen live to one of my favorite streamers back in the day.
What?
Yeah. So they'll, when you're streaming, they'll go through the code to find your IP address. They'll use that to find your address, and they'll call the cops and say, I saw this person hold a gun up to someone. There's a hostage situation in their house. You need to call the authorities, and the SWAT team will come in, break their door down, and they're still live streaming. So you'll see like them get taken down.
My God.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to the world of the internet.
Oh my God. People are assholes.
People are the worst.
Assholes.
Yeah.
That makes me really sad, actually. Mm-hmm. But you know what did make me sad?
Aladdin?
Yeah.
Aladdin kind of made me sad.
It was, yeah. So it
was just a teaser.
The first teaser trailer for Guy Ritchie's Aladdin movie still baffles my mind. That's a thing. Mm-hmm. It looked really gorgeous.
Did it though?
I thought it did. I thought that like the desert scapes and the shots of like Agrabah from the distance looked really pretty. Mm-hmm. I liked the musical touches there, like kind of a modernized, little more dramatic version of some of the musical score. Mm-hmm. Like Aladdin himself looked good. The lamp.
It was literally good. The opening. Minus when he goes into the Cave of Wonders. The teaser was literally just the opening credits of regular Aladdin, but less cinematic because it's not animated.
Well, and also there's no genie as the street merchant.
Well, no, even before the Street Merchant, there's just like there's like a minute of just sand.
Oh, and the Singing Arabian Nights. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. And so I knew it like felt weird watching it, and then one of my friends on Facebook, who's an animator, brought up like did like a shot for shot comparison.
Oh,
of,
really?
Like, this is just a less cinematic introduction.
Oh.
And her comment was more like, don't give me a beat for beat remake of the movie if you're just gonna make it less pretty.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Given that it's Guy Ritchie, how many C-bombs are gonna get dropped in this Disney cartoon or this Disney movie?
Well, more what I'm interested in is like there is a kind of a heist aspect of the Cave of Wonders.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for just like all of the sliding panels.
It's like all the sliding
and the black bars cutting through everything.
It's gonna be
especially the escape scene when he's on the carpet. Can you imagine just like diamonds, like Abu trying to grab everything, and then like it cuts to the lamp like wiggling from his back pocket, like almost
freeze frame,
out.
rewind.
Yeah.
Dropkick Murphys comes on.
Yeah.
Cannot wait.
I'm excited.
I feel like we were just talking about this. It's curiosity puts butts in the seats.
Yes.
And that's the thing. I'm very curious about this. And I think they haven't let me down enough yet for me to not go. Like DC has let me down enough at this point that I wouldn't go if I didn't have to.
Same with Sony and Fox.
Same with Sony, yeah.
Or no, Fox is fine. Fox.
Fox at X-Men at this point. Like, yeah. Like if I only go because I have
now
to.
that we like know for sure that Wolverine isn't going to be part of this.
Well, now that we've seen the trailer, I know for sure that it's going to suck.
Yeah.
Dark Phoenix. But yeah, I'm hopeful. Let's be positive.
Yeah.
Let's think positively. Let's not be assholes on the internet.
I think Aladdin's gonna be great.
It's gonna be so good.
I'm excited for the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Because Will Smith is in it, and I hope we're gonna
Genie
get
rap?
a good old Will Smith rap in there.
You know what? Actually, yeah, I would love to. I really hope they do like these songs, like the Genie songs, but
do you think
from Will Smith?
Because the original Aladdin was very referential. Is that a word?
Yeah, meta referential.
Yeah, it's very meta. I really, really hope we get a Wild Wild West joke, just a one-off line, where like when he's singing "Friend Like Me,"
yeah,
he goes through and like one of his costumes is gonna be Genie as Will Smith in Wild Wild West.
Jim.
I never saw the movie, so don't even try to give me the name.
His name's Jim West.
Of course it is.
I haven't seen it in a long time, but as a kid especially, I fucking loved that movie. Was it Jim West, Artemis Gordon, Dr. Arliss Lovelace?
I feel like I'm missing out not seeing this movie. It's on
Have
Netflix.
you never seen
I've never seen Wild Wild West.
Oh, we're
I know the song.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. But you've never been to Flaming Saddles with me, have you?
I have not been to Flaming Saddles.
They play it pretty regularly there,
I'm
which
sure
only
they
makes me
do.
love that bar that much more. And actually, I think that's one of the ones they do a synchronized dance to, like
Amazing.
Coyote Ugly style.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me, guys. I have to leave. I'm gonna go to Flaming Saddles
We're gonna
right now.
finish this recording later.
Yeah, this is pointless.
And we're back.
We should.
What a night. That was crazy.
So insane. We should watch that. We should do a trash.
It's
movie.
on Netflix.
We should do a trash movie night. And
It's
watch
been
Wild
on.
Wild
It's been in my
West.
list for a while.
Yeah, I think we should get drunk on moonshine.
It's great.
Yeah.
Take me right back to the homeland, deep in the heart of Texas, folks.
Have you had moonshine?
I have not had moonshine. Do I look like a person who's had moonshine?
Fair enough.
I can barely handle like
A daiquiri.
some beers. Like I drink sweet drinks and gin. Like you think I can handle moonshine?
Gin's pretty staunch though. Like gin's something to look down your nose at. Because I have had like actual proper made in a basement still moonshine. Now mind you, this is like Northern California Bay Area moonshine. This is not like
This is not
deep
Southern moonshine.
Yeah, deep in the heart of
I don't
Dixie
trust
moonshine.
this be real moonshine over here.
I have to admit, it was garbage. It was terrible.
Yeah.
But I made it that much worse by trying to like dilute it with soda water.
Great.
Like if you have like vodka and you go to a vodka soda and it just tastes like watered down vodka, there's really nothing worse than watered down moonshine. That being said, I still drank it.
I'm sure you did.
feel like we had one other bit of news that we mentioned right beforehand. I completely forgot about.
We had photos from Spider-Man dropping every now and then.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we don't need to talk about it.
I'd rather talk about official stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know he's alive. That's pretty good.
Well, yeah, that's a given. Well, also apparently Black Panther is coming back.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, there could be someone else. In the
and
Panther
Doctor
costume.
Strange.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're all coming back. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Anything else?
The Santa Claus movie.
Oh, what is it?
The Santa Chronicle or
Santa
not?
Chronicles?
Yeah.
Um,
It's just the Santa Claus, but with Kurt Russell.
That movie looks terrible, but I think it actually might work just on the charm of Kurt Russell.
If there's anything that excites me for my post-Halloween depression, it's bad Christmas movies.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I love bad Christmas movies
Like,
so much.
Like, how do you define a bad Christmas movie? You're talking like Hallmark Channel?
Yes.
Like,
Hallmark Channel, the 12 that Netflix put out last year.
They put out...
Not 12. They put out like
they do put out a
7,
lot
though.
of them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're
So,
so wonderfully trashy.
I was going to say, how do you find time to watch the bad movies, but you have time to watch everything?
Yes.
Like, I barely get enough time to watch like one Christmas movie a year.
Mm-hmm.
I used to watch so many. Like, it was The Santa Claus, Love Actually, Elf
Yeah, of course.
was always on my list. Home Alone, the original Grinch, not the Jim Carrey one.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, man, I had a whole long list.
All of the other reindeer.
I did watch all of the
Good.
other.
I made a reference to that the other day, and they didn't know what I was talking about.
I had the book, the movie, voiced by Drew Barrymore. I had the little stuffed dog.
Oh,
Dude, I had all of it.
Olive.
I had a little olive. Yeah, it was adorable.
That's so cute.
I know.
Did you? Okay, here's another. I mean, that's not really a deep cut, but this one's a deep cut because it was only on Cartoon Network for a few years.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of My Scary Godmother's Halloween Party?
I don't think so.
It is one of the ugliest films I have ever seen. It's like early CGI. Early CGI animation.
My Scary Godmother's Halloween Spooktacular?
Yes.
Holy fuck nuts.
Yes.
Oh my god, this is...
Love this movie.
Oh my god, wait a minute. This does look vaguely familiar.
They played it every year on Cartoon Network, and it was like their Halloween movie. So they
This
played
is
it
like-
weekly in October.
This is like reboot level
Yes.
bad
Yes, it is.
CGI.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I want to say it was made
my
in 2001.
God.
How close am I?
Hang on.
It could
I'm
honestly
just looking
be
at
anywhere between like
2003.
Okay, I was gonna say it could be anywhere between like 87 and 2008.
I guess hang on, I'm looking back here because I bet you. Oh, but like okay, like but I thought like maybe Olive also was really bad CGI, but that was actually
No,
done
it was
like
2D,
a 2D
and that's
style
very pretty,
animation.
yeah.
Yeah, it's really gorgeous. But oh my god, that movie is fucking horrifying.
Yeah, but I love it. It's a really cute story.
Is it though?
It is. It's a girl being bullied by her older brother because he's like a teenager doing Halloween antics. And so she runs off and finds her scary godmother, and she's hosting a Halloween party. And so there's no real story after that. It's just her hanging out with the generic Halloween monsters. And they're really cute.
And there's no conflict?
The brother's trying to ruin the party.
Okay.
Yeah.
It sounds like Chef.
Shut up. I'm too hungry to talk about Chef right now.
Oh my god, no, I haven't had dinner yet either.
Yeah.
This is real. We should do this fast.
I know.
It's fucking starving.
Since we're 20 minutes in.
20 minutes in, still talking.
We talked
After
about
we said
two
there's no news
stories.
this week.
Yeah.
Okay, should we actually move on from news at this
let's talk
point?
about these
Okay.
episodes.
So I was super excited for this week because it was the introduction of Max,
Yes.
who I really love as a character.
And I love her voice actress.
Cree Summer.
Cree Summer is one of my favorite voice actresses.
Remind us other voices. I mean, she's done everything.
Everything.
But throw some other ones out there for us.
For me, her 3 biggest roles for me, Susie Carmichael from Rugrats.
Right, of course.
Through the whole thing. So Rugrats Toddlers, and Rugrats All Grown Up. She was number 5 from Abigail Lincoln from Codename Kids Next Door, as well as her older sister,
right, yeah.
Cree Abigail. They named her Cree after the voice actress, which is really cool. And she was Valerie, the kind of love interest / villain from Danny Phantom. And also, she became one of the other hunters under Skulker to hunt down Danny. And then they had like a brief like Will They Won't They, like 3 episodes.
Oh, okay.
And they're like, oh no, Sam is a much better love interest.
Sam's the better love interest, absolutely. But you're missing some of her real classic stuff back in the day. I mean, she was the voice of Penny on Inspector Gadget. Elmira from the Tiny Toon Adventures.
She was a few people in Tiny Toons.
Yeah.
But these were like, you know.
Atlantis.
Yeah, I have Kita from Atlantis. And then I have my favorite.
Foxy Love and Drawn Together.
Yes, yeah.
Oh my God, I love that show.
Did you ever play...
One of the reasons I knew I was gay.
Did you ever play X-Men Legends?
Did I play X-Men Legends? Which one was X-Men Legends?
Early 2000s.
I think so. I think I had it. I feel like I never made it far into the game, but I'm pretty sure I had it.
Action game where you could pick between 4
Yes,
X-Men characters.
I did have this game.
It was my introduction to Magma, and she voiced Magma.
Oh, okay.
And Magma and Terra were my first 2
cartoon crushes.
Yes.
Yeah, I get it.
I mean, obviously Lola Bunny, but like these 2, I mean, I loved these characters. They were so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, Terra, obviously heartbreak. Magma also kind of had a heartbreaking story in this story.
I forget. What was Magma's story?
I don't remember it very well. I just remember it hurt.
You just remember the heartbreak. You just remember the pain.
Well, I remember that, and then I remember her introduction in X-Men Evolution, where she had like 2 episodes, and it wasn't as interesting. Because I remember being mad.
Oh,
yeah, because she couldn't control her powers, and she like burns down the what's their training simulation room,
the danger room.
The danger room, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
I just remember being so angry. Like, how dare you write this character so poorly? Little did I know every other iteration of Terra.
Oh my God, right? But I mean, X-Men Evolution though.
Great show.
God, I should rewatch that at some point.
You should. It's very, very much worth the watch.
I rewatched it a few years ago.
Because I brought it up numerous times in the podcast before. A lot of the writing staff from BTOS went on to make X-Men Evolution.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Boyd Kirkland was the creative producer.
Man, we should do a podcast on X-Men Evolution.
Boyd Breakdown.
Ooh, that's pretty good. I'll have to think of a good X-Men Evolution.
Kirkland Crash Course.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that. No, that people are thinking we were talking about Costco.
Huh?
Costco's my Kirkland.
Oh,
it's like Kirkland brand. Oh God.
I don't have a Costco card. I'm sorry.
How do you live?
I order a lot of food.
To be fair, I also have a Costco card, but I haven't gone to Costco in ages because I'm not going all the way out to like Los Feliz. It's too far.
I mean, in Texas it makes
Way
sense
too
because there's
far.
Costco's, Targets, and Kroger's everywhere.
Well, yeah, and like a 30-mile drive takes
30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna drive 3 miles to get.
Let's talk about the episode.
bunch of chicken breasts.
We're 30 minutes in, Chris.
So efficient. All right. So
Hidden Agenda.
So the introduction of Max. The general idea here is that there is a new gang of Jokers led by a high school student.
It's a new gang. I thought they were like.
I don't remember seeing them before.
Because this was my question early on. How many factions of Jokers are there? Is it just the one group? Or is there multiple, like, are they just kind of like an overall gang across the city that all call themselves the Jokers and just have different leaders?
So I think they're not really unified because there's actually a really good Batman Beyond comic that addresses that point.
Okay.
But I guess you could call them factions. Like I don't think they're ever really in competition with one another, as like evidenced by last week where they have like the T's, like their rival gang. So I think they all just kind of are all little mini sects. Like, I don't think there's enough organization where there's because like even in that episode, like they were hazing someone to join their group.
Okay,
Their subset groups. So I think it's more just like splinter groups pop up and do their own thing. There's no sort of like coordination or leadership or anything like that. I mean, there's that one guy who looks like the actual Joker who pops up a few times. He's not in this episode. But yeah, this is its own little separate group. But these guys are actually straight up pretty dangerous.
Yeah, they're like ready to kill.
Yeah, like they're basically going to kill that guy. Like our first intro to them is they harass this guy on a very precarious elevator that's basically going up this giant U-shaped tower in the middle of the city with nothing on the other side of it. But they they like stop the elevator when it's like way up in the air, open the doors, zip line out of there, and then unleash a whole bunch of razor sharp claws. And I like
Very Joker of them.
very Joker of them.
He'd be proud.
I mean, I guess their goal was to have him jump
Yeah,
to get away from them, right?
because that's the ultimate joke.
Although I mean, yeah, I
His
guess
death.
it is. Yeah. Couldn't you just like
Kick them out.
kick them out?
Yeah.
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 It did seem like he could have put a little bit more effort in there.
And as someone who's tried to play with those like chattering teeth toys, he could have just waited 10 seconds and they
Yeah.
would have gone off course.
They have
'cause
no
that's what
sense
they
of
always
direction.
Do. Yeah.
No, they're terrible. They're useless.
They are the worst toys ever.
I feel like there's worse toys.
I don't think so. Do you remember?
Lincoln
We've been
Logs.
too many tangents already. I don't want to go
Did you
into-
happen to catch the voice of the leader? Who the voice actor was?
No, he sounded very familiar though.
It's a very good reason he sounds so familiar. He
Made me
has
feel stupid.
played the Flash. He has played Lex Luthor.
Oh, it's
He has played Michael Rosenbaum.
That's my boy.
Yeah. Good old Michael Rosenbaum.
Have we talked about Breaking In? I'm sure we've talked about Breaking In.
What's breaking in?
Breaking In was a poorly timed series that came out almost the same week as Breaking Bad. It was either Fox or ABC show about a group of kind of miscreants, hooligans who get paid to test security systems, all led by famous actor man Christian Slater.
We have talked
Yeah,
about this because
yeah.
Megan Mullally is also on it.
Mm-hmm.
Adam F. Goldberg's and the writers on it. That's interesting.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a good show. It was just so unfortunate that it came
Was
out.
Rosenbaum in it?
Yes, yeah. The was the asshole, dumb boyfriend of the main love interest, and he was fucking hilarious because he's the lovable, not asshole. He's the lovable doofus.
Oh,
in the
okay.
show.
Oh my god, what a crazy idea.
Yeah.
'Cause I feel like the serious version of the show was then Leverage, which is like the group of like criminals who like test out stuff by breaking in.
Mhm.
Like Timothy Hutton or something like that is the main guy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I missed this show because I remember in high school everyone talking about Breaking Bad, and then me and my friend Dylan were so adamant, like, "No, guys, you've got to watch Breaking In.
So good. It's just
Trust
so
me,
good.
It's got to be better." We had no idea what Breaking Bad was yet. It's a million times better than whatever that other show is.
Good call.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see you're consistent. But yeah, so Michael Rosenbaum
My
is
brain hasn't changed.
never is the leader of the gang,
Mm-hmm.
and we quickly figure out that he's actually the like goody two shoes, top of his class, like really
Class president,
preppy,
quarterback.
Yeah, like top of the class sort of thing. And he's all pissed off.
all-American
because-
boy.
Yep, because Max got a higher score than him on the GATs.
On the SATs,
Mm-hmm.
ACTs. Do you remember what you got on your SAT? Or your ACT? Did you take this?
I never took the ACT.
Okay.
2180?
Did you do the one where it was? I'm sure with that score you had the 2400 one.
No,
Not
I
the-
got a 2180 out of 1600 on the SAT.
Was it 1600 one?
The original one was 1600.
Oh, sorry, I'm getting my numbers because the ACT was out of 36. And so I
Okay.
kept thinking 3600.
No.
Yeah, so it was 16
no.
or 24. Okay.
Out of 2400.
Okay.
I'm smart
Nice.
ish. Yeah, I actually did pretty well.
Nice.
But no, so yeah, she.
Just bringing out
just a
all your
little-
intimate moments.
Just a little pat in the back there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is she?
Oh man, look where that got me now.
So look at me doing this podcast for free. Yeah, so Max got a perfect score on it, and he's all pissed off. What I also love is they have a very interesting way of showing scores in the future here. Because you go up to just a massive computer terminal in the middle of your school, you type in your passcode or whatever, and then it shows you your score in big ass letters on the walls. Anyone can see it. But then also, it'll just print out to you the top scores.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, Maxine Gibson, 2400. That random asshole, 2370.
I'm gonna say, since he was class president, he used his power as class president to print that out on his own.
No, I think it was just up there for everyone to see. I think
Okay.
schools in the future have gotten just that competitive and cutthroat.
Mm-hmm.
They just put it all out there for everyone to see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're assholes. Assholes on the internet of the future.
Yes.
Also, okay, I'm confused. Are they seniors? Because they're arguing who's going to get valedictorian. I thought Terry was like.
Well, if they're getting their SAT scores, then that would make them juniors.
Yeah. So like, why are they talking about who's going to get fucking valedictorian?
It's a great question.
Doesn't make any goddamn sense to me.
Same way you question the girls from Mean Girls are sophomores.
Are they sophomores?
They're fucking sophomores.
They're sophomores?
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Those big-headed women are sophomores in that movie. What?
Cameron, let's not insult the head size of the women in that movie.
Pompous.
Let's just call them
plastics.
The plastics, looking much older for their ages. But then again, it's movies, so everyone in high school is fucking 35 years old.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because the love interest, who's 40, I want to say Ethan Kraft, but that's Lizzie McGuire.
Oh, what's the character? Jesus Christ, how am I blanking on this?
I got everyone else's name except Ethan Kraft.
Aaron?
Yes, Aaron Daniels.
Aaron
Samuels.
Samuels. Woo!
Nailed it.
I was worried there. I was really worried the gays were going to come bust into my door and revoke my card.
Yeah. The musical nerds were going to come. They're going to come beat me up and sing while doing it.
Yeah, I mean,
they're going to tap dance over my corpse.
That's a problem with this show too, is that all the characters do look way older than they're actually supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like Terry doesn't look 17. None of them look 17. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Also, can we talk about what a trash mom the main? What's the preppy kid's name?
I didn't even write it down.
But like, what a fucking trash mom he has.
Yeah.
Like this weird, like overly, like plastic surgeryed up, like shrill old woman. It's like, oh well, I guess if you think it's okay to only get second best, what'd she call them? You're like, oh, so you're the winning loser.
Yeah.
What a bitch.
Oh, did you not have those parents at your school?
I mean,
I had plenty of kids who had to deal with that shit.
I'm sure there were parents like that. Like, no, like most of the parents I interact with, like really positive people. Like my parents always wanted me to get good grades, but they weren't like, oh, you only got an A-. Fuck off. Man. Go to the basement.
I don't think he listens to this podcast. I don't want to call him
Carter
out
Wilson was the name of the kid.
Okay, that's like they were talking about one of your classmates.
No, you're a classmate. I happen to know that his name.
Yeah. No. One of my friends specifically, his parents are ruthless when it came to his grades, and like the minute he had any interest outside of school, they would try and shut it down as fast as possible.
No, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah. I'll give enough. I mean, he knows who I'm talking about at this point. Like all my friends know that I'm like, it's the parents that we love so much, but they hate all of us because we took him away from school.
It sounds like he needed it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he did.
He didn't have a life.
I mean, none of us did.
Oh, that's fair. I mean, life is a relative term.
Yeah, we got him addicted to Magic the Gathering, and his parents would like anytime they found his cards, they would like burn them or throw them away. And so he had to keep his cards at his friend, like at one of our other friends' houses, just to like he kept all of his decks over there just so like they wouldn't find out. He would lie about going out Friday night because there's I think it's still a tradition. F&M is Friday Night Magic.
Okay.
Where every comic store has big tournaments going on. Mm-hmm. So he'd lie to his parents and say he was at one of our houses when he would go and play F&M.
It's like, guys, I swear I was off doing drugs at a party.
Yeah, like our parents wish. I mean, my mom like pretty much wished that I did drugs in high school because I was so boring.
Oh no, don't worry, you're in good company. Like I would leave parties early to go back home and build Legos. Mm-hmm. Wow, things haven't changed.
You got invited to parties.
Things haven't changed.
That's the big difference.
I mean, like, not even, like, not really.
My party was the, like, after musical, the cast party.
The cast party. I mean, that sounds pretty fun, though.
It wasn't.
Like, no, we didn't.
There's an SNL skit that I'm not going to talk about too much, but it nails what a cast party was like in high school so eerily well. Because obviously all the people that do SNL did musical at one point.
Yes.
Because they're fucking nerds.
They're amazing.
But it was a rap written by Lin-Manuel Miranda, the king of the musical nerds.
Right.
That, like, go watch that and you'll understand what a cast party was like.
Okay. They were just like your cast parties?
It was every cast party was the exact same.
See, I don't know. That sounds like fun. I wish I'd gone to cast parties and stuff. Like, I don't know. We would we used to ghost ride a lot. That's like how bored we were. We would,
What is like?
ghost ride the whip.
Where you would drive your car and then get out and let it drive itself?
Yeah, like we would basically like go to like a big empty parking lot, and we would just like put a car in drive and like let off the just let off the brake, and it would slowly roll. We like hop out and we like dance around it.
I mean, that involved going outside, and that is not what my friend group was about.
That's true. Yeah, we would also be listening to Snakes on a Plane.
Good.
As we were doing it.
Yeah.
Little Snakes on a Plane, Little Sky Doesn't Know.
Apache. Nice. Scotty Doesn't Know is a classic.
It is. We've talked about this before. It's like the greatest song ever made.
Yeah.
Man, we were real exciting. I think I probably drank like maybe 2 times when I was in high school.
Yeah, that's,
I remember like having a Corona and be like, oh my God, this tastes awful. And like drinking like a lemonade to wash down my Corona.
Yeah.
It's long before my moonshining
we were destined to be friends.
We absolutely were.
Because have I ever played you my high school song?
I don't think so.
I'm not embarrassed by it anymore. There was a phase where I was so embarrassed I wouldn't even mention the song.
Wait, like the song you'd always listen to in high school?
Yes, the song that we would listen to and dance to constantly because it was a very specific dance. It's a song called "Caramel Dancin'." It's a Swedish song. CaramellDansen.
Caramel Dancin', huh?
Yeah, God.
Oh, I'm looking at the image. It's just like it's like Sailor Moon and 2 other like Asian anime
figures, yeah.
How embarrassed am I gonna be?
Very. Oh God, we can't put this on the podcast, Chris. I can't deal with the podcast people judging me this hard.
I'm already out of this. Just know.
Yeah. And that's the dance we would do for 3.5 minutes. Literally, that's the entire dance.
Don't worry, guys.
You didn't get to the singing.
This is going up everywhere.
La la la.
I feel like I actually have heard this. I think I have. Okay, it's fine. I'll review to you our random beloved dance song. Have you ever heard of the great band Genghis Khan?
No, but it sounds great.
They have this fantastic song called Moscow.
I think I know this song.
You probably do know this song. This was like
early YouTube.
Of a certain time, everyone, I feel like, knew this.
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys. Both these videos are going up.
Oh, God. No, okay, this is not the song I was thinking it was.
So it's a German band singing about Moscow.
Sounds about right.
This was our obsession. Also comes with a great dance.
I mean, your dance is much better than our dance.
Hey, so good.
Should we get back to the episode?
I think people find this more interesting probably than the episode.
I'm just really embarrassed because I rarely talk about Caramel Dancin'.
But okay, so
the band is Caramel Girls. If you guys want to, because they have other good songs.
I'll put it all in the notes.
Great.
I'll go it up in the notes. Don't you worry. Also, like these guys. Okay, so back to the Jokers.
Yeah.
These guys are actually like fallen assholes because not only did they go and vandalize the school, but like to get revenge on Max, they put a rocket-powered pie that busts out of her locker, and it's not just me. There was a brick inside that thing, right?
I think. I mean, it might have just been the tray hitting the wall.
I'm pretty sure there was a brick inside of that. Like
Probably.
they didn't like focus in on that, but it certainly was implied that there was a brick inside that, which would absolutely fucking kill her. But so the kind of the subplot of all this though is that while the Jokers, led by Carter Buttswell, what was his name?
Carter's good enough.
Yeah,
something the fourth.
Led by Carter Wilson.
Carter Wilson the fourth.
While he's trying to get revenge on Max, Max had a program that was trying to deduce who Batman was because she figured out that he had something to do with the school. And she decides she's going to use that same program to figure out who the Jokers are. And the computer conveniently asked her if she wants a list of students at Hamilton Hill High with double lives.
Yeah.
And of course, Terry's name top of that list.
It's the only student on the list.
I want to know.
Did you look up who the rest of the people were?
No, I should have.
Oh, it was just the artists and the writers.
That makes sense. I just wanted to know what those other students had done to earn.
Yeah.
Because like Terry makes sense. He should be at the top of the list because he's like constantly running off and doing those things. What is everyone else doing? Like, what are their secret lives?
I'm sure, one or two drug dealers are on there.
Probably. And the slappers.
Yeah. You have that kid. You have the overachieving kid who's like also doing college courses at the same time. Who just doesn't talk to anyone in high school because she's too good for everyone else.
The Hermione Granger.
Yeah.
Of
I'm
Hamilton
not
Hill
talking
High.
about anyone specifically. Clearly.
Are you sure?
Sure.
Sure you feel like you got something off your chest there, Cameron?
No, it's fine.
This is therapy. Just let it out.
No, I think I only knew one girl that did that, and she was okay.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was Ellen. Ellen, I'm not gonna. Yeah, my friends don't know who she's talking about. Let's see who else would live a double life in high school. The undercover cops from 21 Jump Street.
Right, of course. Yeah. The Channing Tatums. I mean, I would have said like
They should hide like in the background somewhere, like someone who's clearly like a 30-year-old man.
Yeah. What up, my fellow youths?
Yeah.
I mean, I would have said like
Who also didn't make the list, and she finds out her program is actually shit.
it's so terrible. I mean, this is in the future, but this show was made in like 1999, so clearly like the closeted gay kid who's like sneaking off to gay clubs, he would be on there. You, Cameron, you'd be on that list. Sneaking off to do your Magic the Gathering tournaments.
I did not play Magic. I played one.
Wow. Wow. Sore response?
I dislike Magic so much.
I've never played it. I too found it too nerdy.
It's so hypocritical of me to dislike Magic.
Yes,
As someone
obviously.
who played Pokemon and played the video game competitively, played Yu-Gi-Oh, had Dragon Ball Z cards, had Digimon cards, had Duel Master cards, had SpongeBob trading cards. They made a SpongeBob game. Yeah, had Zatch Bell cards. Oh God, how many other things did I have? So many. But I drew the line at Magic the Gathering.
I'm glad you had your limits.
I had a line and I did not cross it.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
So very, very proud of you. But yeah, so Max suspects that Terry is a Joker, and then of course he ends up saving her from the Jokers, as one does. And ultimately she realizes, no, wait a tick. He's not a Joker. He's Batman.
He's Batman.
He's Batman.
And Terry just doesn't even try and deny it.
Well, like, why would he? I mean, also, that's like, I feel like that's not Terry's speed.
Yeah.
He's just more like, okay, yeah, you caught me. I'm Batman. And as Max points out, that now he has like a friend who can help
That's
get
true.
him out of trouble with Dana and other people.
I was going to say, just to like counteract that point, like we know the suit can move by itself.
He could just...
He could, like, Bruce can just use it from home.
Yeah, that's true. You can just autopilot it.
I'm sure there's a remote control somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then he wouldn't have his buddy,
Sure.
his good old buddy Max, who, I mean, like I
do like having the sidekick character,
Yeah,
the Oracle.
Right, and like that dynamic plays that pretty well. And I feel like that's pretty common amongst a lot of these shows, especially like when it's the teenage superhero, they always have that one friend.
You have to.
Yeah, so obviously like Virgil has Richie in at least Ultimate Spider-Man comic. I don't know about the shows, I haven't watched them, but it was actually MJ was the person who knew. Yeah, it's a good dynamic. Ned leads, obviously, from Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yep.
It's necessary. Foggy Nelson
Oh, Foggy.
from Daredevil.
Yep. Who was it? I mean, in Smallville, they didn't really have that for a while.
I mean, Pete Ross was the first one to figure it out.
Yeah, but that was until like episode 20.
But I mean, okay,
I guess we're pretty far into we're in season 2 of Batman Beyond.
Yeah, so it takes a little bit of a while. But yeah, I mean, because Pete Ross is first, and it took forever to Chloe for Chloe to...
Yeah, Chloe took like 3 seasons.
For Chloe to figure
It was honestly frustrating. As someone that binge watched all of it, it was very frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, they had to keep someone on the leash.
There was a joke. Sorry, last tangent for the next minute.
Please.
There was a great video that talked about it was about the evolution of the anime nerd, but there's one aspect that is so prominent for every kind of media consumption black hole, and it's talking about when you hit this point when you're in high school when you have this magic power called time dilation, where you can somehow binge watch an entire series in a night. But the second you stop thinking about that power, you lose it and you can never get it back. And you find yourself 5 years later wondering, how did I watch all of that in one day?
I know. It's crazy, right?
Yeah. And you look at me like...
No, okay. I can't judge you because I actually binge watched like the final 4 seasons of Smallville when I was in college. Like I left that show behind and then I'm like, maybe I should go check this out again. And it wasn't available anywhere. So it's the only show. Actually, that's not true. One of the only shows I've ever illegally like streamed, quote unquote, illegally streamed. So couldn't find anywhere. I also did that with X-Men Evolution.
Okay.
Because like that's
now
the
on
thing.
Hulu.
Now on Hulu. Thank God. See, I didn't have Hulu.
Yeah.
When I was in college.
Well, in college it was still free. Do you remember those days? I remember those days.
Yeah.
Remember when Hulu was free and there were no ads?
Yeah.
Oh man, those were the
But
days.
I pretty much always paid for Hulu because I didn't want to have ads. God damn it.
Well, when it first started, there weren't any ads. That was the whole point of Hulu.
Oh, that's right. And then they
Yeah.
started putting in ads, and they did the ad.
and then
version.
they decided, hey,
Gets
we
worse-
can make money off of this.
worse and worse over time.
Oh man,
Oh God, I know. And actually, Smallville's up on Hulu now too. Look at all these things.
I know.
If only I were in college now. Oh, wouldn't be old.
Did
Did you catch that? What one of Manny's toys was?
No,
So he had when he like comes in to harass Terry, he's got 2 ships in his hand.
Oh gosh, no.
One of them
Feel
was
bad.
Superman's ship.
I thought so. Okay.
Yeah. Come on,
I'm sorry.
keep up with it, man.
No, I can't.
Honestly.
Can't do it.
But like, I don't know. I mean, I think this episode is fine on its own. I mean, the only reason it's noteworthy is because of the introduction of Max.
Right, and she's great.
And she's great. And I'll at least give it credit for making the Jokers a more serious threat. Like, they're a bigger threat in this episode than they were in Joyride in a lot of ways. Like, I actually think of them as more dangerous in this.
Yeah, I mean, I've brought this up before. The Jokers that are always stuck in my brain or in my head are the ones that come in later, and I think they're in Return of the Joker.
Like Dee Dee and Ghoul and the hyena-looking guy.
Yeah, where it's the twins, the guy on the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are the ones that I always see in my head, and they're kind of like the most dangerous versions.
Yeah. Well, so that's an interesting thing is that so Michael Rosenbaum voices Ghoul in Batman Return of the Joker, and I guess there's an Easter egg in there that when we see that character's real name, it's Carter Wilson something the third. So the implication is that that's actually still the same person. He's just taking on a new persona.
Okay.
Which is kind of a cool little. I mean, it doesn't look the same, but it's still a cool little detail. It's a little more gaunt.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know it's a fine episode though.
Yeah.
It's good.
I mean, it's nothing compared to Bloodsport. Kumite. With Kraven the Hunter.
Yeah, I mean that's so. I've never read Kraven's Last Hunt.
Obviously,
but
neither have I.
I looked it up to see if that, because that's the most famous Kraven story. But in Kraven's Last Hunt, it's actually he successfully buries Spider-Man underground, and then he takes on the persona of Spider-Man and goes out and like tries to like fight crime. So I thought that was just like the most famous story about him hunting Spider-Man, but it's not. But essentially, this character is just Kraven the Hunter. What's his name? The Stalker.
Yeah. Like, even his backstory is almost identical to Kraven.
I actually don't know Kraven's backstory.
Isn't he just, like, the world's best hunter and wanted a challenge?
Yeah, pretty much. The version that I know was from the Ultimate Spider-Man comics, which he had, like, a TV show where he was, like, a famous...
Okay,
so
he was Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah, but, like, a monster.
Crocodile Dundee was a monster.
You're thinking of Steve Irwin.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
The Crocodile Hunter.
Yeah.
That one. How is there never a crossover between those two? Was there? Was there ever a Crocodile Dundee meets Crocodile Hunter?
There had to have been.
I hope so. All I know is that Steve Irwin's kids now like do the same thing. It's adorable.
I know, it's so cute.
So
they're
adorable.
on like on the talk shows.
Yeah. Aw. Rest in peace, Steve Irwin.
So yeah, it's Kraven the Hunter versus Batman. There was an episode of Ultimate Spider-Man, the series.
Which I've heard is really good.
It's great. I really enjoy it.
Should watch it.
I highly recommend. I think it might still be on Netflix. They might have taken it down recently.
It might be on Disney XD, which is it's fine.
Oh yeah. But I want to go back and rewatch the Kraven episode because I think it is this story beat for beat.
Oh, I'm
Like,
sure
this
it is.
exact
I'm
episode.
sure it is. Well, because when
Like, I think there might be some copyright issues with how similar these two are.
same animation, they just pulled a Disney and repenciled over it. Because I think so. In this episode, the Stalker like covers Terry as Batman in like a radioactive powder, so he can track him. So he hunts Terry down as he's Terry, and when he fails to capture him, he steals Maddie.
Sorry, Maddie. Sorry.
Yeah, like to try and get his attention. Who in the Ultimate Spider-Man episode was the kidnapped person? Because it must have been like a friend of Peter's.
Yeah. Oh God, who was it?
Was it MJ? Ned
No.
Leeds? Gwen Stacy? Flash Thompson?
If anyone,
Liz Allen?
No, I think he might have like threatened Aunt May,
Okay.
which you never do.
Oh God, no.
Yeah,
No.
because in Ultimate Spider-Man, one of the like the cute turning points is all of the Shield agents in training. So the main cast, White Tiger, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Nova, and Spider-Man all live in Aunt May's apartment together.
What? Really?
Yeah, it's really cute.
What? That sounds adorable.
So I think when Kraven like goes after Aunt May, I think all of them take it very personally.
Yeah.
As they should, because everyone loves Aunt May.
Yeah. Especially Tony Stark.
Yes.
Loves his Aunt May. Oh yeah.
And Melissa Tomei.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So I have a question.
Okay. I was looking at my notes, but there's nothing that.
No.
What's your question?
So the Stalker draws, he has his tribal paint.
Yes.
And he draws 5 animals in the dirt.
Yes.
Only one of them is a bat.
It's like a rhino.
I wrote them down because I was very confused by their choices. They have the kind of commons. They have a rhino, a dog/coyote. In the top part, it's a little shadowy, so I couldn't tell exactly. It's either a bird if you looked at it from one way,
or a gerbil,
or an alligator if you looked at it from the other way.
Oh, that's weird.
But then the one that really threw me off, because I thought it was a dog at first, but it wasn't. It's a mongoose. And that's the one I'm very concerned about.
Mongoose are dangerous.
They are, but where's Mongoose Man? Because that's the story that I want to follow.
Oh, you're assuming these are all
yes,
like people with some sort of animal persona that he's hunting.
Absolutely, Mongoose Man is because that's how many like. I imagine just one person. So here's what's happened in Gotham between Batman retiring and Bruce retiring and Terry coming up. Is there's one man who's tried his darndest to be the next crime fighter of Gotham.
Okay.
That he's gone through every animal, and Gotham PD keeps shutting him down. Specifically, Barbara keeps shutting him down.
Okay.
So he keeps coming with different characters, and he's finally landed on like he's got the alliteration, he's got the costume, the colors, like the ferocious. Like he's got because they have like yeah. And so Mongoose Man. Mongoose finally
Man.
his turn. He was ready. He'd been preparing to fight the Stalker for months because he knew that he was the ultimate threat. Did
you know there actually is a Marvel villain, or not like a Marvel character called Mongoose?
Amazing.
What do you think his powers are?
He can something with snakes. He has the power to hypnotize any cold-blooded creature.
I wish. That'd be amazing. He can use concussive blast via his wrist device.
Okay.
So here we go. Who else does this sound like? Excellent hand-to-hand combat. Superhuman strength, speed, agility, stamina, and reflexes.
Every X-Men so far.
Wears artificial claws. Carries a seismograph. I'm not even quite sure what that is. Uses gas pellets. And then the last one here. Access to advanced skycraft and land vehicles of Wund Gador.
Okay.
This is just the most blatant Black Panther ripoff I've ever heard in my entire life. What is this even?
I mean, I feel like a mongoose is a good middle ground between like a panther and a wolverine.
Genetic engineering by high evolutionary granted mongoose superhuman strength, speed, stamina, agility, and reflexes.
No, this is exactly just a midpoint between Wolverine and Black Panther.
Yes. Yeah, Yeah, he has a one Ghidorah asteroid blaster. What is one Ghidorah?
It's the neighboring country of Wakanda.
One Ghidorah mountain. This is all kinds of sad. It's just ridiculous. Well, I think
it's the African country that also no one invaded but didn't get vibranium.
Right. They were just left alone because they were completely inconsequential.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Stalker could take down Mongoose here. Like very, very.
I don't
confident.
think so, man. Mongoose are ruthless.
Oh my god. Yeah. I mean, I loved what Stalker thought Batman was, because you referenced it already, but he thought that it was like this ageless spirit that inhabited the most advanced warrior of his generation.
Yeah.
Now, here's what doesn't make sense about that. There have been 2 Batmen.
Yeah.
And the new one's been around for, let's say, close to a year at this point. Mm-hmm. So did he just develop this theory recently? Was he just like sitting down, watching the news and saw a reference to Batman? He's like, oh, huh. I wonder.
Well, no, see, he saw the movie Batman by Gaslight. He's like, oh, there was an older Batman. And then he sees the current Batman running around Gotham.
He's like, oh.
And like, oh, I bet they're the same. He's just like he read an internet theory. He was just going through Reddit, and he's like, oh, shit, wait, hold on.
He was just on
Batman's not a person.
r/Spirit Warriors.
Yes.
And came across this idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't really make any goddamn sense to me.
It's a cool theory.
I mean, it is it's an interesting theory, and I guess it helps justify why he decides he has to go after Batman. Mm-hmm. It just doesn't hold a lot of water.
What if he can see into the multiverse?
Oh.
And he sees all the other Batman, but he can see into the multiverse, but he can't comprehend it. And so he just sees all these other iterations of the same character, and and they're all just slightly different. So he assumes it's the spirit taking on the personality of the strongest warrior. Because no Batman is ever defeated in any universe.
True.
Yeah. You know what caused the rift in Crisis was 2 Batmen trying to fight, and they couldn't just have one Batman lose, so the whole universe imploded on itself.
That actually happened?
No.
Okay, because I would have believed that. Like, that sounds like a real comic story.
Yeah.
Absolutely would have believed it was true. There were some cool little moments in here that I liked. Overall, it's kind of a silly episode. I did like in the beginning when Terry is fighting just like the random like chop guys over the intercom. Bruce is like, oh yeah, by the way, your mom called. Don't forget to pick up some milk. Like, he's in the middle of like nearly getting his head cut off. I thought it was fun to watch Bruce fuck with him a little bit.
I wanted to know, because I was very interested in the sound effects of that. I want to know how hard it is for Foley artists to make laser sword sounds that don't sound like lightsabers.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
Because they did like a decent job with this one.
Yeah, because it does sound kind of mechanical. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like a high-pitched mechanical sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of a cool thing, actually, his super crazy laser chainsaw.
Very dangerous.
But yeah, obviously. It's meant to chop up cars, Cameron.
Yeah. Well, I didn't realize they were villains at first. I thought he was just like at, some recycling plant, because they're at a recycling plant.
Yeah, but it's a front.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I get that now, Chris. But at first, I see a man cutting cars in half. I'm thinking he's just being environmentally friendly.
And Batman's just
appreciating it.
Standing there.
He has to take some time to appreciate the good people of Gotham every now and then, or else he'll just go crazy, like Bruce did.
He just swoops down, gives him a thumbs up.
Yeah.
And jettisons out of there.
Exactly. Does the Spider-Man high five and gets out.
Give him a little nice pat on the back.
Yes.
Well done, son.
Yeah, I'm like, that's a very dangerous tool they have.
That is.
And then it's like, oh, it's a weapon. Okay,
yeah,
I get it.
They're assholes.
They should have more laser things in this universe.
I mean, there's laser guns. There's laser chainsaws.
Mm-hmm.
There's normal lasers.
We saw a cop blow up in this episode.
We saw a cop blow up. Oh!
When Terry's being chased by Stalker, and he throws his spear into the laser gun, and it
blows up.
But we hear the Romano moan.
We had to, of course.
Yeah. I was listening for it. I'm like, oh shit, they killed her.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Well, because I did think it was so weird. Because he's at Chuck E. Cheese with Maddie.
Yep.
And when he realizes the stalker's there, he runs off to try and lure him away. And then he just gets randomly stomped by the cops.
Mm-hmm. So they've actually done a very amazing thing in this show where they saw the future. And there's a big problem right now. Not really a big problem, but there's like the parkour enthusiasts that still roam around Europe.
There are still parkour enthusiasts?
Oh, yes, there are. It's still a pretty big thing. They have their own game show now. Not game show. They have their own like sporting event now in Europe, which is actually kind of cool. It's competitive tag.
Oh, I've heard about this. That actually does sound pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a cool little look. You have 2 minutes, and it's just like you're basically on a jungle gym, and you have 2 minutes to tag the other person. Maybe it's 1 minute.
Okay,
but
that does sound pretty
And then you switch roles.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool. But, I mean, like, cops hate parkour kids.
That's true. Terry was parkour and hardcore.
Yes, exactly. So the cops knew about this trend. Bruce Timm knew this trend was coming 15 years early. It's like, I know this is going to be a problem, not just now, but for the rest of time.
On the cutting edge, that one.
Yeah, he knew. They're talking about how The Simpsons predicts the future. No, Bruce Timm predicts the future.
Bruce Timm's got it. But I mean, like, one thing I did find was interesting is because Maddie gets kidnapped, like this does kind of make it the most personal so far. I mean,
absolutely,
it was personal with 10 a little bit, but that was kind of like a fling. But like the stakes really high. Like, you know, we were talking about how in season 1 it often would separate out, like the Batman mission would be very separated out from Terry's personal life, and I thought these 2 episodes did a much better job of like drawing them together.
Yeah, did exactly what I was complaining about in the first season. Was you have school life and then you have crime life, and now this is literally school life being infiltrated by crime life.
Yeah, I know. I like that they have that sort of bleed over because that I think there should be, because Terry does have a more personal life. He is juggling more things than Bruce ever did. I mean, Bruce was like, you know, had Wayne Enterprises, but he was always just kind of like, meh.
Yeah, he had Fox to handle that stuff.
Yeah, but like Terry has his mom, he's got his brother, he's got Dana, he's got school. Now Max is like a good friend. It's like he's got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Plus he does actual chores for Bruce.
Right, yeah,
one presumes.
he still has to be Alfred too.
One presumes he still has chores. So one other thing I did like was when they show the flashback when Stalker's explaining his backstory about how he got attacked by the Panther. It's really gorgeous art. Like really, really gorgeous.
It feels very like tribal too. It feels like an African, you know, like an African painting.
Yeah, I mean they went for a different art style. It's not excuse me, it's not just like a little flashback that put some little gloss on it. It's kind of cool.
So I have a question about the ending and how you feel about it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't like it.
What part of it?
Where he gets hit by a train.
Oh, yeah. Well, hang on. Before that...
we had so many PSAs about trains, Chris.
Oh, my God. I didn't even think about that.
So many.
Well, that's the problem. Stalker was too busy hunting and killing things to ever sit down and watch an episode of Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah. We had so many train PSAs. But so right before that, though, he gets electrocuted, and we see his spine like glow, overheat.
Yeah, I mean that was the weird thing. So I guess did they give him a mechanical spine?
I guess they had like metal plates in it.
Yeah,
and that's what was heating up.
Yeah, because he got attacked by to explain, he got attacked by the Panther, and like the doctors had to replace his spine. Also, they did it without sedatives.
Yeah. Whatever.
How? Fuck it. Whatever.
Would you have rather? Because when I saw his spine glow, I thought, you know, whatever mechanical stuff they had in there to make him super strong was broken. He was paralyzed. Would you have rather? Would it have been darker for Terry to have paralyzed this man, or for him to have been hit by a train?
Oh, yeah. It'd be much, much darker for Terry to have paralyzed him.
Yeah, because you see him lying there for a second. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, shit. Because it's in the same vein of Echo, Speaker. What's that villain's name from last season? Shriek, thank you.
Echo. Speaker. Oh,
I'm great at coming
the famous
names.
Batman Beyond villain, Boombox.
I think that's a villain in Static.
It probably is.
Where he loses his hearing, his kind of most valuable thing.
Yeah.
Where you have a hunter lose kind of his, you know, the prime physical specimen who sees himself as the greatest physical beast in the world lose his body. Like I was seeing it on that level of like, oh shit, like he's like used up everything that was given to him, but then he gets up and jumps off.
Yeah,
jumps in front of a train.
It was bizarre. I mean, I did like how Terry finally tricked him because he was trapped in that like foot trap basically.
Yeah, bear trap.
By going cloak, Stalker assumes he got away, and then he's able to surprise him. I thought that was pretty clever. But yeah, I did think it was just kind of a weird comeuppance. I guess he finally goes crazy. Like, is that what it did? Like, it fried his nerves, so he finally goes crazy, and he jumps to his sort of death.
Yeah. Well, no, so he had, I guess, a mechanical eye as well.
Yeah. I just assumed that was like a contact, maybe. Like a fancy contact.
Yeah, so that also fried, and he like blurred his vision, and so he saw Batman, who was the same colors as the Jaguar,
Panther,
the Panther. Yeah, sorry, the Panther, the black and red, and so he saw the blur and that.
I guess that's a good point. Yeah, it
PTSD.
did mess up his vision. Yeah.
The train one doesn't make sense. The train was like white.
The train thing doesn't make sense. Here's something that also doesn't make sense. Is at the end of this episode, Maddie is telling their mom about how we got kidnapped by some random hunter and held prisoner by Batman. And she's like, oh my God, that sounds so bad. And it ends with like Maddie and Terry like having a little giggle fight.
Yeah.
He's like, what? No one took this seriously. No one's like, oh my God, what the fuck happened? Why did he kidnap you? What was the point of this? Why
Gotham.
you of all people?
Yeah.
Is that what it sort of come down to at this point, that all parents just like
Chinatown, baby.
You probably haven't even seen
I have
Chinatown.
not
You son of a bitch.
But that doesn't stop me from quoting it.
That's true. You can at least know the reference.
Yep.
Gonna make you watch that movie at some point.
Isn't it like 7 hours?
No. I mean, it's not short, but oh man, it's so fucking good.
Also on Netflix. Also on my list.
Yeah. Also, you just gotta ignore the fact that it's Roman Polanski.
Yeah.
But it's really fucking good. I don't know. I mean, did you like this episode?
I liked aspects of it.
Let me put it this way: if you had to pick a blood sport, or blood sport,
JCVD.
okay, yeah, I would too.
When Stalker finally opened his mouth, I was like 60% sure it was going to be Jean-Claude Van Damme voicing him. I was so excited for it.
Jean-Claude Van Damme playing an African hunter. Would have loved to see it.
Yeah, I also kind of wish, because Stalker. I would have loved to see, like, I know they're long gone, but his interaction with the League of Assassins from last season.
Oh, with Curare, yeah. Oh, does Stalker come back?
I mean, we saw him get hit by a train, Chris.
But that doesn't necessarily mean he's dead.
That's true. He did get a spinal replacement after being broken in 5 places.
All right, lest we forget these things. I think he might come back.
We also got a new Batman nickname, which I thought was a very interesting one. A very, very 21st century name.
What was it again?
The Dark Demon of the Concrete Jungle.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
It's real good. Oh, yeah, he comes back.
Okay.
Oh, he comes back
as a train?
Multiple places, actually.
Well, yeah, because his body was destroyed, and so he had to pop up in multiple places.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, I remember his return. It's actually a pretty interesting episode.
Okay.
Yeah. I just realized we've already gone really long. We still haven't talked about Titans yet, which we have to. We have to talk about Titans. Okay.
Do you have any news from Friends? We can push that to next week.
Nothing. No big ones.
Okay.
Just 2 small things. One was that from Maddie. We talked about recasting in the MCU. And he did, of course, have to correct us and point out that Fandral, Howard Stark, and Thanos have all been recast in the MCU.
That's true. Yeah.
But they weren't as consequential.
Nah. It was the side of Thanos' face.
Yeah. And also, you know what? I was about to be like, fuck you, Maddie, but I couldn't do that because
technically, hold on, Howard Stark recasting. Technically, there are 3 different ages.
No.
No?
We see photos of him in Iron Man 1.
At what age, though?
At the same age as the... Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, all right. The John Slattery version of him.
Is that Agent Carter?
No, that's Dominic Cooper. The Dominic Cooper's the young.
Right. From
Dominic
Mamma
Cooper's the
Mia.
young one. John Slattery is the old one. The John Slattery version, we saw him all the way back in the 80s from when he was with Shield for Ant-Man, all the way up to the 90s when he's killed.
Yeah.
And then, no, it's not a different age. They did recast him, and they did recast Fandral, but no one really remembered. You should, though, because Zachary Levi.
Yeah, Zach Levi.
Yeah. And then, of course, Thanos recast. But I was going to say I was going to criticize Maddie, but he's always, like, helping us out. And we would be useless without you, Maddie. So
Maddie,
thank you
fucking nerd.
Thank you for correcting us. I appreciate you, even though Cameron doesn't.
No. Anyone smarter than me is stupid.
I want you, Cameron.
Yep.
I want you to stop and think about what that means.
Yep.
Just
no. I picked my words very.
Just give it a moment.
Precisely.
Just give it a moment to think about it. So, okay. We have one more thing. I'll save that to the after we talk about Titans because it's relevant to Titans.
Okay.
So Titans.
Oh boy.
Okay. I have so many notes. So many notes. Okay, let me just, broadly speaking, did you enjoy this?
On a comedic level, yes.
Okay.
I will. We texted about this very, very briefly. It does have potential.
Yes.
I am curious about the story.
Yeah.
When I saw, because you had like the cover art for episode 2 come out.
Mm-hmm.
When I realized I couldn't click on it, I did get a little upset.
Same.
I wanted to watch it.
Yeah. It's there's something compelling about it somehow. Like, okay, what pieces of it did you like? Let's try and be positive.
They asked. So this is a complaint I have with newer HBO shows that I think this show handled well. They asked just the right amount of questions.
Okay.
Which is where I feel like HBO shows recently, mainly Westworld, just leave you with too many things to ask about.
Oh, okay, I see. Like they set up just the right amount of mystery.
Yes. Yeah. So like,
Okay.
why are all these people hunting Raven? Sorry, Rachel. Yeah. Why did Starfire lose her memory? What was she before? And I guess we kind of understand Robin.
Yeah.
Why is Beast Boy's transformation so disgusting?
Also,
Why do they have to have like the bone breaking sound effects as he's
Doesn't it-
turning back?
doesn't it kind of undercut his effectiveness if he can't instantaneously go between the animals? Like
I'm
that's
sure
when
they're
his-
going to speed it up.
Yeah,
soon.
that's like when his power set is at its most useful, is that he can go from like an elephant to a mouse in
an instant.
Yeah. No, I mean, I would agree with that. I really liked the Starfire parts the most, which I wasn't expecting. Like that is a very drastic departure from the Starfire that we know.
Yes.
And mostly, I think for both of us, that version of Starfire is the Teen Titans animated series. I really like her performance a lot.
Yeah, she has this like because Chris
Damn it! Sorry.
Just
turn that down.
because in the show she's kind of this ditzy princess.
Yeah, she's a
Who
little.
doesn't really
she's
know.
a little flighty. She was that way in the animated movies too.
But in this, like, we do get a little bit of that, where like once she stops kind of being like, "Who am I? What am I doing here?" We do get a little bit of that, like,
She's a badass.
yeah,
Like, yeah, she is, I think, very capable but naive. And this is we're going to refer to the animated version.
oh yeah, I think both.
See, she doesn't come across as naive in this at all. Like
I feel like the way that I saw it was she was playing the dumb blonde
at moments, but she
Yeah.
was also,
more towards the end of the episode.
yeah, I mean, she was also going through amnesia. Like certainly the implication of this is that she is inhabiting a human body. I mean, that's my read on what's going on there. Like the way she wakes up, she doesn't know who she is. She like looks through and sees her passports and everything like that.
I have a theory about that, but we'll talk about other things first.
Okay, because I think what I liked about that is it kind of sets up. It's this sort of like James Bond-esque sort of thing. Like she is very sly and she's very crafty, and she is never really out of her element. She just doesn't know what's going on, but she's always in control, and she's a total badass.
Yeah.
But I thought that the actress.
I'm really interested to see how she's gonna handle being around Robin.
Oh yeah.
Who's like, they already made him out to be the leader.
Right. Yeah, because she really is on top of her shit, and she just has this kind of cool, like, this very cool, sly confidence all the way through. Like, you can just kind of see, like, the hint of a smile behind everything she does all the time. It looks like both the character and the actress are having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
And for me, she was the best part. Like, when we would go back to Dick talking with Rachel and trying to figure out what's going on, I got bored. It slowed down a little bit. So I'm very curious to see what they do with Starfire, because it's a big departure, but I like it.
A question I had with Starfire, and maybe you can answer this, because you've lived this life at one point.
Now I'm intrigued.
She gets back to the hotel. She runs into the concierge, or whatever, the bag girl. What?
The concierge, yeah.
Yeah. And the concierge says, "Should I send up your normal morning treat?"
What? Cameron, what part of my life do you think is reminiscent of this?
Well, this is what I'm asking. What is she talking about? Was she talking about a male hooker? Or drugs?
I mean,
because they were like giggling about it.
It was like if I were to say, you would make me blush. I think the implication there is that yes, some sort of escort, male or female.
Okay.
Let us not judge. But I want to jump back a hot second here. What part of this do you think has to do with me?
I don't know.
No, I think you have an idea.
We'll save it for off the cast.
Cameron, I've never paid for sex.
No, that was not what I was going for.
Nor have I been paid for sex.
No, I was going
Nor
more
have I been a hotel concierge who provided paid sex.
No, I was going more for kind of like the rich, pompous, like, I feel like your family's the kind of family that would know like a concierge by name kind of person.
No. Wait.
How many cars does your dad own?
That has nothing to do with this. That has nothing to do with that. No, we are not that that like posh.
Yeah.
That whatever. Yes. No, my dad always knows like the guys at Starbucks by name.
Okay.
Yeah. Like that's like he knows like the people he sees on a daily basis by name. Yeah. You don't see hotel concierges by name. That being said, he does know like the name of everyone who works at the pool at their timeshare in Maui, but that's not the same thing.
It's a little bit the same thing.
Okay, it's fine, kind of the same thing. But I don't think they have quite that same dynamic.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, I think there was definitely some sort of like sexual implication there that she likes to have herself a party. No, I thought she was interesting. I wasn't super digging Rachel/Raven to be. What did you think of how they visualized her powers?
I don't like it.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I
especially after watching Venom.
Oh
I'm
God,
not
it
down
is
for the mirror in the head.
It is. Yeah,
episode.
I mean, I think it kind of works. I like that idea of that there being some sort of duality going on.
Yeah, I mean, like clearly this is. I personally have never seen a Raven where she can't control her powers. So this does make a little sense. Where it is. There is an episode in Teen Titans called Nevermore. It's a great episode.
It's a really good episode.
Season 1, episode 6, in case you're wondering.
So glad you had that ready to go.
I was challenging myself over the weekend to see if I could name every episode in order, and I got pretty close. And it's where Cyborg and Beast Boy go into Raven's mind.
Oh, that's right.
And you see all of and you see all of the other Ravens. And so I was kind of connecting to that, where like when she's using her power, it's not manifested into anything yet. So it's literally just her other personality coming out to fight and defend itself. Yeah. Defend its host.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, so I guess this isn't too much of a departure then, right, from the character. She kind of has a bit of that going on already.
When do you think we're going to get our first Azrath, Metro, and Zinthos?
Probably not till next season.
I was going to say season finale.
Yeah, maybe. I think this all speaks again to like the potential here. It's like you can see hints of where they could go with that character so that she gets to the point where we kind of a more familiar version. I think same with Starfire. I think Starfire is again more interesting. Beast Boy we only got a glimpse of at the end, and I'm not sure why he decided to morph into a tiger to steal a video game.
Yeah.
I mean, those are all, they're more or less kind of working. I mean, I think the thing that I'm not sure how I feel about overall, though, is Robin.
Agreed.
Because I think he looks good in the Robin suit. He looks way too young when he's supposed to be a detective.
Yes.
Like,
yes, because he's, like, in my mind, he's supposed to be a teenager, high school or college.
Yeah, like, he looks like he would have left Batman even at like a slightly young age. Like, yeah, I would believe him being in college. I don't believe him. I think he's supposed to. The character's probably supposed to be like mid to late 20s because he's a detective.
Yeah.
Like that shit takes time.
I was gonna say because like if they would have had him, because they mentioned that he's had a partner before.
Yeah.
And if they would have cut that out, if they would have treated him as the new kid, I would have been more okay with his age.
Yeah.
And them just kind of questioning, like, how do you have all these, like, how do you know all this inside information? How do you have these hunches?
Yeah.
And everyone thinking that he's, like, on the take because he's this new kid who's mysterious, who doesn't want to talk to anyone.
See, yeah, that would have been interesting. Or I feel like if they had a moment where someone made a comment about him looking really young, like, how can, like, and someone would respond, like, yeah, like, he looks like he's young, but fuck, he's a really good detective.
Yeah.
Like, I would have loved if there was, like, almost this idea that, like, they're kind of questioning where he came from and how he got to be so good at such a young age, but they're just kind of willing to go along with the results. Because I was wondering if at some point we're going to get a reveal that he faked all of the paperwork necessary to become a detective somewhere else.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't know when he would have, if he's been gone from Gotham for a year, I think that implies that he left Batman also a year ago. Yeah. So, and one presumes that he wasn't also a cop when he was still living in Gotham City.
They mentioned that he was, but I think...
But that could still be faked.
Yeah, that part I'm sure is faked.
Yeah, so I kind of wanted them, if that's where they're going to go, which I think is a good idea, I would have liked a hint of that in there somewhere to imply like, oh, that's why he just seems a little bit off. We don't bother with it because he's so good at what he does.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like the big thing that needs to be talked about was...
Murder.
The fight scene.
Murder. Straight up. Oh, unless you're talking about the really bad CGI staff, because that was hilarious.
That was not great. But
that was
the problem with
so
that. Okay,
funny.
Yeah. It is worth noting that, yeah, a lot of people are killed. I don't think, does Raven kill anyone?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's the ending. Yeah, the guy in...
She like rips out his insides and he throws them up.
But okay, hang on. At least with her, that is not something she's actively doing.
Right, yeah, that's her power that she can't control.
Yeah, because Starfire fries the guy who pulls a gun on her. And I guess, like, again, she didn't know that was going to happen, which again makes me think that...
She was worried something would happen. She wasn't sure what was going to happen.
So there's something there. So like, I guess we can kind of like... But she also had like a big old... She like seemed pretty pleased with herself when she killed the guy. So that kind of undercuts the fact that it was an accident. Okay, Robin. Does he
murdered people?
Does anyone actually die?
No one actually dies.
But like, did you find this show gratuitously violent?
Yes, absolutely.
Like,
it's like we have a lot of stories of superhero films having to be like kidded or made more kid friendly to hit that PG-13.
Yeah,
I feel like this was the opposite, where they had a PG-13 script that they wanted that M rating for.
That is absolutely what I think is going on. Like, I think that's overall how this felt, because this originally was going to be on TNT. Like, it was developed at TNT, and then it ended up landing at DC Universe. This feels like they more or less kept everything the same, but they just upped the violence, like the gratuity factor a little bit to give an R rating. Just even the way that they're showcasing the characters, even the way like Starfire looks more human than she does. Is it Koragar? What is she?
Oh, her planet is... Oh my god, I'm so mad at myself.
Tamaranian.
Right yes.
Yeah, she like looks human rather than Tamaranian. Like that whole like... There's a lot of characters that don't yet have their powers. That's what look more human than like comic book characters. That's very typical of any sort of cable network TV show. And it does seem weird they would make those kind of choices knowing that this was going directly to fans specifically.
Yes.
Like, I don't think there's a lot of non-DC fans who bought DC Universe just to watch this show. Now, internationally, it's on like Netflix and other places. It's just in the US on DC Universe.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I feel ripped off.
I know, right?
God damn it, America.
It's the worst. But it does...
The worst thing we've ever done.
Yeah, hands down. It does seem odd that they would make some of those choices knowing that it was going to that platform. But okay, anywho, so Robin is like...
Well, I mean, it's a little more gratuitous than the Marvel Netflix shows, but I think that's what they were trying to hit.
Yeah, but I feel like that
level of... Yeah, even Daredevil is not that bloody.
No, and it feels organic to those shows.
Yes.
This feels like it was just ramped up. Like, because when that fight started out, I really liked it. because I like that he kind of does the classic Batman thing of like he's up in the shadows and he drops down and he announces himself. It's like, just give me the gun, I'll let the rest of you go. And what I loved is that they then turned and kept looking up,
waiting for Batman.
Like,
I loved that.
That was a really good moment. But I wanted a reaction out of him from that. Like I wanted him to like get pissed off about it.
He did. He said "fuck Batman"
at the end.
Like minutes later.
At the end, I'll get to that too. But so they all like pull their guns on him. I liked that he threw this smoke bomb down, and then he was going through and like taking them out one by one. Like all of that kind of felt like the live action version of Batman and Robin I've always wanted to see.
Yeah.
And it's basically, this has the exact same problems that BVS did for me too. Like that fight in the warehouse, that was like watching one of the Arkham games come to life on screen.
Yeah.
But it was all just too far. And that's the same thing here, where it's like we've always wanted to see them show off as actually being really, really skilled fighters. Because that's one of my big problems with the Nolan movies, was the way he did like that sort of Bourne-style cinematography. We never like got that sense of him being really fucking good as a fighter.
Right.
And we get that, and then he just goes too far. He's like breaking legs and like jamming necks into people and like slicing them down and like smashing that guy's face on the concrete. If they had...
Oh god, I forgot he put it on the glass.
Yeah, well that's the thing. If they had toned down if he had actually just like subdued everyone else, I would have been on board with it. Because he does some like the stuff we love to see.
Fucking
like
curb stomps the guy.
Well,
I
yeah,
forgot
like,
about that.
I mean, because there's stuff I like. I like when he uses the grapple. He used the grapple in a few ways. Like he uses his gadgets. Like that was all really cool. But they made the violence go so far so fast that when he finally got to that final guy and like breaks the window and literally like drags his face across the broken glass, it's so hard to watch. Like if they'd had one moment of extreme violence that they showed, like he was really, really fucking angry at this guy for beating up his kid, then I think I would have bought it all. And if we had then also had a moment of him like recognizing he had gone too far, it would have made sense, because that's what he said was the reason he left Batman in the first place, was that he was becoming too much like him.
Yeah.
But he just seems to be embracing that rather than fighting against it, which that for me didn't quite work.
Yeah.
And then to your point about the "fuck Batman" line, it was even worse in context than it was in the trailer.
100%.
Because like it was just out of nowhere. It was so unnecessary at the end of it.
Because even if he said it before the fight, it would have made a little more sense.
Yeah.
Because I honestly forgot why he said it at first. Like it took me a couple seconds to be like, oh, in reference to them. Yeah.
If they'd been like, "Where's Batman?" If he more or less like said it to himself, like "fuck Batman," and then he'd gone for it, it would have made sense. But he does say it to himself, but at the end,
yeah. You know what I just realized? This is the fight scene from Kick-Ass. That's how bloody they made it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Kick-Ass, they like rip people in half, but
again, like in the context, that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. They have the music behind it. Like I'm playing the Bad Reputation song, trying to replay the Robin fight in my head.
It's so good,
and I feel like it fits really well.
Yeah, it does. But I mean, again, there's like enough potential there. Like I also did like, excuse me, after like the next day or later on that day when he's going through like basically like field stripping his uniform and like particularly cleaning it, that I liked, because that seems like something that he would have been trained to do.
Oh, I thought that was hilarious, because I saw it as, this is why Batman doesn't kill, because it's so tedious to clean the blood off of his suit.
Oh, I didn't think about that. I like that.
Because Alfred is the one that convinced him, like, you can't murder, because then you're no different than the man who murdered your parents.
Yeah.
But it's actually Alfred being selfish, because he knows how hard it is to clean blood
clean
out of the suit.
Yeah. I mean, also, it gave us a lovely, gratuitous shirtless scene.
Yeah.
Choice. Although I have to say, from what I've seen so far, I don't think those buns hold up.
I don't know. Yeah.
Those are not the buns of Nightwing.
We haven't seen him train yet, though. No one has really come into their power yet. He hasn't come into his ass yet.
I mean, he should already have that thing. That
everyone
thing,
has
he's
to
been
have
working on that thing since the circus, man.
Everyone has to have a story growth point. Beast Boy's gonna be able to change faster and not be as gross. Raven's gonna control her powers. Starfire's gonna figure out her memory. Dick is gonna get a better ass. It's
perfect.
The story writes itself.
Well, now I have to watch the rest of it.
Yeah. Every episode, just like how Arrow, every episode started with the salmon ladder.
Yeah.
Every episode's going to start with him doing like
so many squats.
Yeah, just squats.
I'd watch that for an hour. I'd absolutely watch that for an hour.
That'd be so funny.
I think so. Like, there's some good stuff here, but I also found it really lazy at times. Like, there are so many cliches.
Yes.
In the first few minutes, it's like, oh, like, here's your new partner. I know you don't want one, but you have one anyways. And like Raven's mom, like, literally wakes up next to a bottle of pills and downs them with a glass of wine.
Yes.
It's like, this is so, like, I was able to like guess the lines as they were coming.
I love doing
they
that.
They were so bad. Even like Dick sitting in his car trying to track down the kid beater, and he's like looking through the case reports, and it literally had some like highlighted in like with a big red circle, like charges dropped, just in case we couldn't get that fact.
Yeah.
And you saw just the shortcuts, and they just didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt like rather than trying to elevate the material by doing something different, they just were trying to put a sheen on the material, and it. Also, some really weird music choices.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Like at one point, like when I think it's right after Robin beats the shit out of everyone, it cuts to Raven like getting on the bus, and it chimes in with the song "Son of a Bitch." It's a fun song. I like it a lot, but it's kind of got this like modern kind of like rockabilly sort of thing going on. Totally does not work with the footage of her just like sitting on a bus, heading to Detroit. I didn't get what they're going with there. Also, hang on, I got another little nitpick here.
Okay, let's go for it.
Okay. So when Raven goes to the food kitchen, and she eventually starts to realize that the woman who says she's helping her is just another person trying to kidnap her. She runs away, and she runs to the cops.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So to get their attention, to make them stop, she throws a brick at the cop car, and they arrest her. Why wouldn't she just run up and just like go yell to him like, "Oh my God, help, 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 I need help"?
I agree with that point. I was also very frustrated by that. My workaround, because I always try and make things make sense, was she couldn't trust anyone at that point. Where like, anytime she talked to someone about it, she found out they were after her.
Okay.
So in her mind, it was safer for her to be locked up in a cell by herself than to have anyone come and try and save her.
Okay, fine. I will give you that. That does make sense. But what I love is once she's at the police station and they need someone to interrogate her, someone turns to Dick and goes, "Hey, you got that thing for helping kids, right?"
Yeah.
Says one cop.
Yeah.
To
None
another.
of us other cops like kids.
None of the rest of us like kids. We all hate them.
All they do is throw bricks at our cars.
Those little shits, but you like them. Why don't you deal with this?
You put up with that shit.
Oh, so dumb.
So I have a theory.
Okay.
So Trigon is probably going to be the overarching villain. Maybe not villain of season 1.
Yeah. Raven's father.
Yes, Trigon, Raven's father. I think anyone that comes in contact with her, he can brainwash them somehow.
Oh, so it's not like a government conspiracy, but like he's controlling all these people?
I didn't think about government conspiracy. That could also be a thing.
Oh, that's what my guess was.
No, I think Trigon is responsible for it. And it's almost like a...
Is there a cult?
I was going to say a cult, because the girl or the guy that Raven killed is very much like a cult leader.
Oh, yeah. He's like, I'm going to chop out... Well, that's weird. He's like, I'm going to chop out your heart and like put it between this goat heart and this random schmo heart.
Yeah.
What would have been the point of that? Like, why would he want to kill her? They all seem to want her alive. So why would he?
I don't know yet, Chris.
Why would he want to kill her?
But this is my theory for Starfire. Is the reason she lost her memory is after Trigon uses them for what he needs them, he just kind of leaves them a blank slate.
Oh, so she was possessed by Trigon.
Yes. And so she was the biggest threat at one point.
Yeah, that could be interesting.
And so having Trigon somewhere still in her head, being like a sleeper agent for him. Yeah. When they finally all come together and they see Starfire as a villain for a little bit. Because she is, at the moment, the most powerful.
The most powerful, yeah.
And usually in most of Teen Titans,
she's pretty much consistently the most powerful.
Yeah.
I mean...
And so they're going to have to, like, that could be how Raven figures out how to get her powers. I'm not going to go into like explaining who Trigon is to like the normal audience that's watching this. Yeah. But like Raven could figure out how to control her powers by pulling her dad out of Starfire.
Oh, that could be interesting. Yeah. That would make sense.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, so if you didn't have to watch this for the podcast, because clearly we're going to be talking about this as the show continues, would you keep watching it?
I'd give it a season. I mean, I watched Gotham for a season.
Fuck, that's right. Jesus Christ, I forgot about that. Well, then, yeah, you're fine.
I'll give anything a season.
You're fine. Like, because I think there's enough things in here that I like.
Yeah.
I'm basically watching this for season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm watching this for when they have kind of figured their shit out. They've gotten past a lot of the setup stuff to see where they go with these characters.
Mm-hmm.
I think there could be something good here. And it did get renewed. It's already been confirmed it's renewed for season 2.
I'm watching this because it makes the rewatch for the animated Teen Titans feel so much better.
I've been tempted to sit down and like start watching that again. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. I'm holding off.
I'm trying to.
Because we all know what's gonna eventually happen, right?
What?
We're gonna finish the DCAU and do Titan talk.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's.
But that's so far down the line that I'm okay watching Teen Titans again.
I kind of want to hold off. Even though I really do kind of want to watch it, especially after watching that shitty Teen Titans movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just watching, like, because the first episode started playing for me, because I have it on my iTunes, and then, I don't know, your computer probably does the same thing. If I have iTunes open and Spotify open, and I press the play button.
Oh, it'll start playing, yeah.
Yeah, so I had, like, Titans selected, because, weird last tangent, because we're way over time.
That's fine.
The DVD order and the streaming order are different for Titans, and even on Wikipedia they bring that up. The way I bought it on iTunes, because I bought it in order. I bought the season on iTunes years and years ago. They have it Final Exam as the first episode, and in the Wikipedia and supposedly the Blu-ray and DVD release, they have Truth and Consequence. No, Divide and Conquer as the first episode.
Okay,
which is a very important detail.
Sure.
So I wanted to double check which one was first. And so when I was trying to play iTunes, or when I was trying to play Spotify, iTunes started, and it started playing the first episode, and I just couldn't turn it off.
Was there a point to any of that?
Yeah, why I know what the first episode is.
Oh, I tuned out. Okay, good to know.
No, that's fine.
I do have a note from friend about this exact thing.
Great.
Good old Ashley Clark, aka Pretty Dang Nerdy, said,
yes.
Per the Titans post, I don't know how much more of this I can take. Even the comics are killing my spirits. I don't know whether either of you read fanfic, but I think it's the last space that seems to care about characterization. When my students that are Marvel fans make fun of me, I really have nothing to say at this point. Ashley, we're with you.
Yeah,
we're with you on this. Yeah, like it is tough to live in this world where we're DC fans and we have to acknowledge that Marvel is just putting out way better content.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's an argument that I've been fighting for years, that we've been fighting for years.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, though...
the fact that we have to add an addendum when people ask us, like, Marvel or DC.
We're like, well...
We have to say DC, but Marvel films.
Yeah. I mean, I think that DC TV and Greg Berlanti they've been doing a pretty good job in general. I haven't watched a lot of those shows in a while, but I think they have... From what I've heard and what I've seen, they've seemed to have been pretty consistently good.
Mm-hmm. I said for a while that Marvel owned movies, DC owned TV.
Yeah, and I think it might be changing a little bit.
And Marvel's catching up, especially in the animated front. You know, they had the Guardian show. They had Ultimate Spider-Man is one of my favorite superhero shows now.
Right, that one's supposed to be really good. And then the DC animated movies, I feel like are just getting progressively worse.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting to see where things are going to go. Maybe there's hope that some of the DC movies might get a little bit better.
We do have Young Justice coming out soon.
Very excited for that. Very excited for that. So, I mean, yeah, it is kind of a weird spot to be in. Mm-hmm. I hope this stuff gets better.
That's all we can do.
All we can do is hope. So, I figure maybe real quick we'll try
very fast.
We'll try and get through some bad plugs here. Cameron, got a plug. What are you plugging?
I got one thing to plug because I didn't write anything else down. I started watching the '90s, the CNN documentary or docu-series on Netflix.
Yeah, how is it?
Great.
Because you watched the '80s, right?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
I need to now.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, this is your decade. The 90s,
this is my decade.
Not the '80s.
So the first 4 episodes are probably what most people care about because it's talking about the entertainment change. So the first 2 were television. 3 is music. Sorry, guys, I guess it's just the first 3. And then it gets into like, this is how politics changed, and this is how, Bill Clinton. It was basically like an episode on the rise of Bill Clinton. The next episode is the fall of George W.
Okay.
Not George W. George H. Sr.
Yeah, HW.
Yeah.
Herbert Walker.
Yes. And then it just kind of gets into like how technology changed and how politics changed more.
Cool.
Yeah. So I'm halfway through the technology episode.
Cameron, I'm very impressed with your bat plug.
Thank you.
It's actually like a very sophisticated, like educational.
It had to balance
highbrow
out Big
piece
Mouth
of
from
entertainment.
last week.
It's fucking true. Nice.
Yeah.
Is it on
Netflix?
Hulu? Netflix? Okay, cool. I'll check that out.
Yeah.
I guess two small things. One, I started listening to Michael Rosenbaum, his
man.
podcast.
He has a podcast?
He has a podcast called Inside of You.
Is it called Breaking In? The series?
Should be. Breaking Inside of You.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty typical format. It's, him interviewing one person, like one of his friends from entertainment. It's pretty good. I had been trying to fill the void left over by the podcast from known as Nerdist, aka ID10T, just because I can't anymore.
Yeah.
I can't listen to it anymore. It left a big hole in my podcast listening, because I always liked that podcast for its like it was a very philosophical podcast in a lot of ways. And fucking Chris Hardwick, he is a really good interviewer, but he had to be a schmuck.
Yeah.
But I've been trying to find like that new version of that, and I tried Pete Holmes, I tried Mark Maron, and now I'm trying Michael Rosenbaum. It's good. I'm not gonna say it's great. I think he's an okay interviewer. He's funny, but it doesn't have the same sort of pathos, I think, that I was hoping to try and find.
Yeah.
But I mean, the first episodes are pretty good too. He interviews Tom Welling for the first episode. That's fun to see the two of them talk. And then, he just did one with. I did listen to one with Danielle Panabaker from Sky High and from
I love Danielle
The Flash, and she's a total sweetheart. Like it's a pretty decent podcast. I think it's if you like that format of that one-on-one interview sort of thing, it's worth listening to. So that's one of my plugs. The other plug is something that you were giving me shit for trying to find before the podcast started. And it is a fundraiser that I want to plug.
Oh, okay.
So for quick context, I won't go too far into it, but very dear family friend of mine, he's basically my uncle, it has ALS. I was home over the weekend for a big fundraising walk we all did in support of him. And actually this upcoming Thursday from when this podcast comes out, so Thursday, October 18th, if you live in California and you go to Chipotle, and if you tell them that you're participating in the ALS fundraiser, 50% of the proceeds will go to fundraising for ALS.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So
I guess I have to go to Chipotle then.
what a shame, Cameron.
Oh, man,
I'm sorry I'm making you go to Chipotle.
Yeah.
I'll
have to find one around here.
I mean, yeah, God, you've never been to one before.
No. It's been hours.
It's been hours. But yeah, I'll also post this. There's like an actual like image, so like some direction stuff. I'll post that up on like Instagram and Twitter and stuff too. But yeah, I mean, if you go to Chipotle, it'd be greatly appreciated to kind of help support that a little bit, because ALS is fucked, man.
Yeah,
it's really fucked up. But anywho, that was the thing, actual positive thing.
No,
Cameron.
that's great. Okay, I'm sorry for giving you shit for that.
Yes, you monster.
Yes.
But yes, I think that does it for us. We would love to hear your thoughts on Titans. I know Benjamin David, he did a post about it on the Above and Batman Beyond. I always get that wrong.
Yes.
Stream. A lot of people are talking about it, but yeah, I would love to hear your guys' thoughts about Titans, because I think we're going to keep talking about it as the series progresses.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, if you want to reach us, we are at Timm Talk Pod on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Gmail.
Yes. If you want to see my art and my struggle through Inktober, you can find that at Cameron.Dexter. And if you want to see my face, me trying to enjoy the Halloween season, you can find me at CamDexter_adventures.
This is Halloween.
This is Halloween, 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 Halloween.
Wow.
In this town we call home, everyone sings to the pumpkin song.
I'm doing far less exciting stuff for Halloween, but if you want to see my shit, I'm at Lordifer on Instagram and Twitter. And actually, stay tuned, because I'm going to have a pretty fucking great Batman-themed Halloween costume.
You are. I'm excited to see it.
I am very, very excited about it.
For people that know us, you probably can guess what it is.
You can pretty much guess what I'm going to go as, but
yes.
Yeah, it's going to be great. So, but yes, thank you for listening to this extra long episode. We always appreciate you.
Yes, we appreciate it so much. If you made it this far, we love you. If you didn't make it this far, fuck you. What are you doing?
I understand.
Yeah.
I completely understand. Thanks
guys.
everybody. Bye.